Fantasy anime has this unique magic, a way of pulling you into worlds where anything is possible, from grand battles with dragons to enchanted forests and magical spells. These shows take you to places you can only dream of. But here's the thing, not all of the classic fantasy anime are the ones everyone talks about. In fact, there are some gems that you might have missed, but you definitely shouldn't. In this video, we're looking at 5 fantasy anime that you need to see if you're into magic, swords, and epic adventures. These shows bring together a mix of magic, mythical creatures, legendary heroes, and beautiful animation, plus some unforgettable music. Let's get into it. Number 1, Magic Knight Rayearth, 1993. When we talk about classic fantasy anime, Magic Knight Rayearth is one that always stands out. Released in 1993, this show was created by Clamp, the legendary manga artist team known for their intricate character designs and emotional storytelling. Animated by TMS Entertainment, it blends the magical girl genre with epic fantasy in a way that no one saw coming. Now, you may be thinking, magical girls, is this just another Sailor Moon? Well, not quite. While it shares some similarities with other magical girl shows, Magic Knight Rayearth offers a much deeper and darker tone. The stakes are higher, the world feels more dangerous, and the main characters face challenges that force them to grow and mature. But beyond the plot, what makes the show special? First off, it's the world building. The land of Sephido, where the series takes place, is full of rich lore and magic, yet it's not a perfect utopia. The environment and creatures are beautifully designed, but everything is constantly at risk, creating a palpable sense of tension that keeps you invested. The characters themselves, 3 high school girls from Tokyo, are transported into this mystical land and forced to evolve from ordinary teens into warriors on a mission to save the princess. The visual appeal is another standout. The color palette in Magic Knight Rayearth is striking and vibrant, with gorgeous landscapes, magical effects, and fantastical creatures all brought to life with breathtaking animation for the time. If you love pretty anime, this one will captivate you. The animation captures a sense of fantasy and emotional weight without being overly dramatic. Sephido's design features elaborate architecture, fluid battle sequences, and expressive character work that enhances the show's tone. The contrast between vibrant magic and the darker threats that loom adds a visual richness that draws you into the world rather than simply dazzling you with color. And let's not forget about the music. The opening, Yusudanai Negai, is nothing short of iconic. This song is full of emotion and perfectly sets the tone for the series, encapsulating the sense of adventure, urgency, and the bittersweet moments the characters will experience. This song is full of emotion and perfectly sets the tone for the series, encapsulating the sense of adventure, urgency, and the bittersweet moments the characters will experience. The soundtrack itself is well composed, enhancing both the action scenes and the more somber, introspective moments. What sets Magic Knight Rayearth apart is its balance. It captures the whimsy of magical girl anime while simultaneously exploring themes of destiny and the true meaning of heroism. The characters aren't just battling monsters, they're learning about their own strength and their ability to impact the world around them. There's a surprising amount of depth here, which is why even today, Magic Knight Rayearth remains a standout in fantasy anime. Number 2, Record of Lodoss War, 1990 through 1991. Next up is Record of Lodoss War, a series that's basically a love letter to Dungeons & Dragons, and it's an essential watch if you're a fan of high fantasy. First released in 1990 as a 12-episode OVA, Lodoss War was created by Ryo Mizuno and animated by JC Staff. It tells the story of Parn, a young knight who embarks on a quest to stop the forces of evil from destroying the land of Lodoss. What really sets Lodoss War apart is its immersive world building. The continent of Lodoss feels rich in history and lore, with different races, gods, and epic quests. OVAs often had better animation than typical TV series of the time, and Lodoss War features some excellent animation that helps bring its sweeping battles and iconic characters to life. And let's not forget about the music. The opening track, Adesso e Fortuna, is one of the most iconic anime openings. It has this sweeping, epic feel that matches the grandeur of the story perfectly. The ending song, Case no Fantasia is just as moving, leaving you with a sense of closure and the nostalgia for the world of Lodos. Number 3, Slayers, 1995. Moving on to Slayers, a series that brought together humor, action, and magic in a way that was completely refreshing in 1995. Created by Hajime Kansaka and animated by JC Staff, Slayers centers on the adventures of Lina Inverse, a selfish, powerful sorceress who's always after treasure, but who ends up saving the world time and time again. The beauty of Slayers is how it mixes laugh-out-loud comedy with serious, high-stake battles. Lena's personality is larger than life, she's greedy, explosive, and can be a total brat, but that's what makes her so fun to watch. The show doesn't take itself too seriously, but when the stakes are high, it knows how to deliver. And we can't talk about Slayers without giving some love to the music. The opening song, Get Along, is iconic, bright, energetic, and perfectly matched to the show's adventurous tone. But it doesn't stop there. The series is known for having a strong lineup of openings and endings across its seasons, many of them sung by Megumi Hayashibara, who also voices Lina. Whether it's the hopeful vibe of Don't Be Discouraged or the intensity of Give a Reason, the music adds a lot of heart and personality to the show. The animation might be a little dated by today's standard, but it's still charming and full of heart. I personally love how colorful everything looks and the art style. Number 4, Rune Soldier, 2001. At number 4, we have Rune Soldier, also known as Maho Senshi Ryui. If you're looking for a fantasy anime that doesn't take itself too seriously, this is the one to watch. Released in 2001 and animated by JC Staff, Rune Soldier is set in the same universe as Record of Lodos War, but it swaps out epic tragedy for laugh-out-loud humor while still staying rooted in fantasy adventure. The story centers on Louis, a bumbling, muscular wizard who joins a group of highly competent female adventurers, much to their dismay. He's brash, impulsive, and definitely not the first person you'd want watching your back in a dungeon, but somehow he gets the job done. Well, most of the time. What makes Rune Soldier so entertaining is how it plays with traditional fantasy tropes. You've got the noble warrior, the skilled thief, the high priestess, but they're constantly dealing with Louis' chaos. It's a fun contrast that keeps the story light while still delivering the kind of magic, monsters, and quests you'd expect from a fantasy series. The animation is solid for its time, with colorful character designs and dynamic action scenes. While it may not be groundbreaking visually, it's expressive and full of personality, which fits the tone perfectly. The voice acting also shines, with energetic performances that elevate the comedic timing and character banter. The soundtrack has that classic early 2000s RPG vibe, combining upbeat adventuring tunes with the more dramatic orchestral swells when the story calls for it. It's not as sweeping or emotional as something like Lotus War, but it complements the lighthearted fantasy perfectly. In short, Rune Soldier is a gem for those who love fantasy but want a good laugh with their sword swinging. It's silly, it's smart, and it still manages to sneak in some genuine character development between the jokes. Number 5, Violinist of Hamelin, 1996 through 1997. Finally, we have Violinist of Hamelin, a series that blends magic, music, and fantasy in a way you don't often see in anime. Released in 1996, the series was animated by Zebek and is loosely based on the classic fairy tale of the Pied Piper. The protagonist, Hamel, is a violinist with a dark past, traveling the world to stop the forces of evil using his magic. The anime might not have the most polished animation, but it's the unique blend of music and magic that makes it so special. The violin plays a central role in the series, with the melodies being both beautiful and haunting. The soundtrack is of course a standout feature. The music in this show is truly integral to the story, with Hamel's violin playing setting the emotional tone for every major scene. The music carries a lot of weight, adding depth and emotion to the fantasy setting. So there you have it. These 5 fantasy anime offer something special, whether it's magic, deep characters, or unforgettable music. Each one brings its own unique take on the genre, and they all deserve a place on your watch list. Whether you're into epic battles, heartwarming stories, or dark, atmospheric settings, these shows have you covered. Which one stands out to you the most? Let me know in the comments below, and if you haven't seen these yet, definitely give them a watch. You won't regret it.
たちは友を